Hello everyone. Today's session we are going to see Unit 2 Current Electricity Solutions to Book Back MCQs. The following graph shows current versus voltage values of some unknown conductor. What is the resistance of the conductor? Solution. From the diagram we see the current value is 2 amperes. So let me write here I is equal to 2 ampere. The voltage corresponding to this is 4 volts. So V is equal to 4 volts. From Ohm's law, we have that V is equal to IR. Here, resistance of the conductor is asked. So R is equal to V divided by I. So therefore R is equal to V value is 4 divided by I is 2. Therefore we have the resistance to be 2 ohm. Also from the graph slope is equal to y axis by x axis. So we have the resistance is equal to 2 ohm. And the answer is R is equal to 2 ohm. Option A is the correct one. Next one. A wire of resistance 2 ohm per meter is bent to form a circle of radius 1 meter. The equivalent resistance between its diametrically opposite points A and B as shown in the diagram is to be found. The solution is given resistance R is equal to 2 ohm per meter and radius is equal to 1 meter. Resistance per meter of the wire is 2 ohm. So what is the total resistance we have to find? Total resistance is equal to resistance per unit length into total length. How to find the total length of this wire? It is bent in the form of a circle, it's given there. So total length we can take that to be circumference of the circle, which is equal to resistance per unit length. It is 2 ohm into total length circumference. It is 2 pi r, which is equal to 4 pi r. That is the total resistance of this wire. As R value is equal to 1 meter, we have the total resistance to be, it is 4 pi. So the resistance now it is divided into 2 pi plus 2 pi. That is we have here. So this is the resistance at one half. This is that resistance at the other half here like this. At the point A and B. So we have this to be 2 pi and this one to be 2 pi. We shall now assume this resistance to be R1 and this is to be R2. Therefore, the equivalent resistance is, as the resistance are connected in parallel, we have 1 by Rp is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. So 1 by Rp is equal to 1 by 2 pi plus 1 by 2 pi. We simplify this. We may get 4 pi divided by 4 pi square. So this pi and 4 will be getting cancelled. Remaining we get that to be 1 by pi. Equivalent resistance Rp is equal to, it is pi. So we have the option A to be the correct one, pi. Equivalent resistance between its diametrically opposite points A and B is found to be pi. The next question, a toaster operating at 240 volt has a resistance of 120 ohm. The power is to be found. The solution is the power P is equal to V square by R. You substitute the value. It is 240 the whole square divided by 120. We simplify this and this will be equal to 480 watts. Option C is the correct one. Next one, a carbon resistor of 47 plus or minus 4.7 kilo ohm to be marked with rings of different colors for its identification. The color code sequence will be, the solution is, the color rings are used to indicate the values of a resistor. The first two rings are significant figures of the resistances. The third ring indicates a decimal multiplier after them. Here we have the fourth ring. The fourth color, either silver or gold, shows the tolerance of the resistor 10% or 5%. Here we use a mnemonic. B.B. Roy of Great Britain had a very good wine to find the color sequence of the resistor. That is black, brown, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet, grey and white. Their corresponding numbers are 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. Up to white has that to be 9. And the next one is the multiplier. This will be for black, it is 1. And then for brown, it is 10 power of 1. Likewise, and for white, it is 10 power of 9. Here, in the question, we have to find the color sequence of this 47 kilo ohm. Let me write here this to be 47 kilo ohm. That is 47 into 10 power of 3 ohm. That is 47, 3 zeros and then ohm. As we said, the first two rings are significant figures of the resistances. That is, it is 4. It is the first one corresponds to that yellow color. And 7 corresponds to the violet color. And then we have here the multipliers. This 10 power of 3 corresponds to orange color. So we have the color sequence to be yellow, violet, orange. Now we have to find what is the tolerance of that resistor. If it is gold, it is 5% tolerance, and if it is silver, it to be 10%, and colorless means we say that to be 20% tolerance is there for the particular resistor. Given 47 plus or minus 4.7 kilo ohm is that resistor. So now we have to find what is the color sequence. You know it is yellow, violet and orange, and the tolerance maybe sometimes it may be gold or sometimes it may be silver. What is that we have to find? For that we take the percentage error. The percentage error is given by delta H divided by H into 100. We take this value to be H and this value to be delta H. Therefore, we write it to be 4.7 divided by this X value. It is 47 into 100, which will be equal to 0.1 and 1 into 100. That is 10% will be there. If it is 10%, then we have the color sequence to be silver color. Therefore, we have the color sequence to be yellow, violet, orange, and the tolerance to be silver color. This is that sequence of color we have. Option B is the correct one. It is yellow, violet, orange and then silver. This is the color code sequence of 47 plus or minus 4.7 kilo ohm resistor. Next one, what is the value of resistance of the following resistor? The color code sequence is given to be brown, black, yellow. The previous question we were seeing that the first two rings are significant figures of the resistor and the third ring indicates a decimal multiplier after them. So the first one I have here to be brown. So the corresponding significant figure it to be 1. So I can write that to be 1. The next one also we write the same. That is the significant figure of that corresponding resistor we have to write for the particular color. For black it is 0. So I write here to be 0. And the third ring indicates the decimal multiplier after them. What is the decimal? Yellow color is there. So corresponding multiplier is 10 power of 4. I'll write here 10 power of 4. Therefore, we have 1, 0 and followed by 4 zeros here. This 3 zeros, we can write that to be kilo. Therefore, I have the value of the resistance of this resistor to be 100 kilo ohm. Therefore, we have the option A to be the correct one. The next question we have two wires of A and B with the circular cross section made up of same material with equal lengths. Suppose resistance of the wire A and B, that is RA is equal to 3 times of RB, then what is the ratio of the radius of the wire A to that of B? The solution is given two wires A and B with a circular cross section made up of the same material. Both those wires are made up of same material and they have equal lengths. Length of wire A and B are to be equal. We have to find the ratio of the radius of wire A, RA, is to RB to be found. Since both the wires are made up of same material, we have to keep in mind their specific resistance or resistivity seems to be the constant. And also it's given that RA is equal to 3 times of RB. We know that the specific resistance rho is equal to RA divided by L. Here we have to find this resistor R. So we can write this resistance R is equal to rho L divided by A. This is equal to rho L divided by, they are having here a circular cross section. So we can write the area to be pi r square. We need to find the ratios. So I can take this radius to the side here and bring the resistance to the denominator. Therefore, we have r square is equal to rho L divided by pi into r. So therefore, for wire A, we can write RA square is equal to, the specific resistance seems to be constant and they are having the same length. So L we can write divided by pi RA. Similarly, for the next wire B, RB square is equal to rho L divided by pi RB. Since given that RA is equal to 3 times of RB, we write RA square is equal to rho L divided by pi, and we write this to be, instead of RA we write that to be 3 RB we write. We need to find what is RA divided by RB, radius of the first wire to that of the second wire. We write RA square divided by RB square is equal to, RA's value is rho L divided by pi 3 RB. The whole divided by RB's value is rho L divided by pi into RB. Rho L and rho L, pi, RB will be getting cancelled. Remaining, we have that to be 1 by 3. Therefore, we can write RA square by RB square is equal to 1 by 3. Then RA by RB is equal to 1 by square root of 3. Option C is the correct one, 1 by root 3. Next one, a wire connected to a power supply of 230 volt has a power dissipation P1. Suppose the wire is cut into two equal pieces and connected parallel to the same power supply. In this case, the power dissipation is P2. The ratio P2 by P1 is to be found. The solution is, a wire is connected to the power supply. Let me have here the wire. Let me have the resistance of the wire to be R, and to an 230 volt. Now the power dissipation in this case to be P1. We know the expression for power. It is P is equal to, it is V square by R. Since we write here P1, let me write here to be P1 here. And also given in the question, suppose the wire is cut into two equal pieces and connected parallel to that power supply, the power dissipation is P2. So as it is cut into half, let me write that to be resistance R by 2, and here this to have a resistance R by 2, and then it is connected to an 230 volt power supply. So we have the power to be P2 is equal to V square divided by the equivalent resistance we have to find. So now let me write that to be the resistance to be parallel, so Rp. From the diagram I have here resistance, it is 1 by Rp is equal to 1 by this resistance R1, let me write here this to be R by 2, plus this resistance to be R2, second resistance, plus 1 by R by 2. It is 2 by R plus 2 by R here. It is 2R plus 2R divided by R square, that is 1 by Rp. Thus we have 1 by Rp is equal to 4R divided by R square. R and R will be getting cancelled. This is equal to 4 by R. Thus we have Rp is equal to R divided by 4. And power dissipation P2 is equal to V square divided by Rp is equal to V square divided by R by 4, which is equal to 4 V square divided by R. We need to find the ratios P2 by P1. P2 is 4 V square by R. The whole divided by P1 value is V square by R. So this term and this term will be getting cancelled. Remaining we have 4. So we have the ratios P2 by P1 is equal to 4. And we have the option D to be the correct one. Next one. In India, electricity is supplied for domestic use at 220 volt. It is supplied at 110 volt in USA. If the resistance of a 60 watt bulb for use in India is R, the resistance of a 60 watt bulb for use in USA will be, we have to find that. Now the solution is, in India we have V is equal to that electricity supplied is 220 volt. In USA it is 110 volt. The resistance of a 60 watt bulb in India, we write here RIN. That is resistance in India is equal to R we have. The same, the resistance of a 60 watt bulb for use in USA is to be found. So R USA is equal to question mark here. We know power is equal to V square by R. Therefore, R is equal to V square by P. So in India we can write, in India R, it is iron resistance in India is equal to V square by P we can write. What is the V value? It's given there. V value in India, it is to be 220 volt. We can write the whole square divided by P, that is R I in. Similarly, we have in USA, the resistance in USA, we can write that to be V square by P, which will be equal to V value here to be 110 the whole square divided by P. 110 could be written to be 220 divided by 2. Therefore, we have R USA is equal to, let me write here instead of this 110, it is 220 divided by 2 the whole square divided by P, which is equal to 220 the whole square by 4P I could write. What is this 220 the whole square by P? We have got it here like this. So this 220 the whole square by P, we can write that to be R eigen. R USA is equal to, let me write this one, R India divided by 4, which can be written to be R by 4. So option C is the correct one, R by 4. Next one, in a large building, there are 15 bulbs of 40 watt, 5 bulbs of 100 watt, 5 fans of 80 watt, and 1 heater of 1 kilowatt are connected. The voltage of electric mains is 220 volt. The minimum capacity of the main fuse of the building will be dash. It's asked there. The current is asked. The solution is, let me write like this, then only I could find the total power. First one, 15 bulbs of 40 watt. Next one, 5 bulbs of 100 watt. Next one, 5 fans of 80 watt, and then 1 heater of 1 kilowatt. So I could write the power to be, first one, 15 bulbs of 40 watt, so it is 15 into 40. Next, 5 bulbs of 100 watt, and next 5 fans of 80 watt, and 1 heater of 1 kilowatt. Hence we have the total power P is equal to 2500 watt. Now we have P is equal to 2500 watt, V is equal to 220 volt, and therefore we can find what is I. Power is equal to, it is current into voltage. Therefore, we can find that current I is equal to, it is power divided by voltage, which is equal to 2500 divided by 220. We simplify this and we get this value to be 11.36, and we round off that to be 12 ampere. So option D is the correct one, 12 ampere. That is, the minimum capacity of the main fuse of the building will be 12 ampere. Next one, there is a current of 1 ampere in the circuit shown below. What is the resistance of this particular resistor P? What is the resistance of this particular resistor? The solution is, given I is equal to 1 ampere, resistance of the resistor P is asked. As these resistors are connected in series, we have R, yes, that is the resistance in series is equal to, it is R1 plus R2 plus this resistor, we write that to be R3. Now this R1 is said to be 3 ohm plus R2 is 2.5 ohm plus R3 is P, we write that is your resistor connected in series. We need to find what is the total resistance here. From Ohm's law, we have V is equal to IR. Here we write that to be RS. Here V value is, from the diagram given, V is equal to 9 volt. Therefore we can write here RS is equal to V divided by I, which will be equal to this 9 volt divided by 1 ampere. This is 9 ohms. So we can substitute the value of this RS here. So we write here this RS to be, this is 9 ohm is equal to 3 plus 2.5 plus this P. So 9 minus 3 minus 2.5 is equal to that resistor P's resistance. Therefore, we can write P is equal to 3.5 ohms. Option C is the correct one, 3.5 ohms. Next one, what is the current out of the battery? The circuit is given to be that resistors to be 15 ohms and this is to be 5 volt. The solution is, from Ohm's law we have V is equal to IR. Current is to be found. V is supposed to be 5, this is 5 volt and the resistors are there connected in parallel. We have to find the resistors in parallel. The resistors in parallel is 1 by Rp is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. This is equal to 1 by 15 plus 1 by 15 plus 1 by 15. That is 1 by resistors in parallel. So 3 times of 1 by 15 is there. We cancel, we get that to be 1 by 5. So 1 by Rp is equal to 1 by 5. So we have here Rp is equal to 5 ohms. Therefore, V is equal to IR. I is equal to V by R. V is 5 volt by R is 5 ohm. So we have I is equal to 1 ampere. So we have the option A to be the correct. It is 1 ampere. Next one, we have the temperature coefficient of resistance of a wire is 0.00125 per degree Celsius. At 300 Kelvin, the resistance is 1 ohm. The resistance of the wire will be 2 ohm at what temperature? The solution is, temperature coefficient of resistance alpha is equal to 0.00125 per degree Celsius. The temperature is 300 Kelvin. At 300 Kelvin, the resistance is 1 ohm. At what temperature the resistance is 2 ohm? Let us write this to be R1 and the 2 ohm to be R2 and the temperature T1 and T2. T2 need to be found. Now we can change this 300 Kelvin in terms of Celsius. So we have Tc is equal to temperature in Kelvin minus 273. This is equal to, here to be 300 Kelvin minus 273, which will be equal to 27 degrees Celsius. Now this T1 has now become 27 degrees Celsius. Therefore we have T1 27 degrees Celsius, T2 to be found, and R1 is equal to 1 ohm and R2 is equal to 2 ohm. Now the resistance of the conductor at T degrees Celsius is RT is equal to R0 into 1 plus alpha T. So we shall write now that to be R1 is equal to R0 into 1 plus alpha T1 and R2 is equal to R0 into 1 plus alpha T2. Let me name this to be the first equation and this is to be the second one. Now we shall divide 1 divided by 2. So I have R1 divided by R2 is equal to R0 into 1 plus alpha T1 divided by R0 into 1 plus alpha T2. Here R0 will be getting cancelled. Remaining terms, I have here R1 by R2 is equal to 1 plus alpha T1. by 1 plus alpha T2. So we know what is R1. It is 1 ohm divided by R2 is 2 ohm is equal to 1 plus alpha value. Let it be alpha now. Here let it be right alpha itself. T1 value we wrote that to be 27 degrees Celsius. The divided by 1 plus alpha T2 is there. Now we cross multiply these terms here like this. So this will be 1 plus alpha T2 is equal to 2 into 1 plus alpha into 27. 1 plus alpha T2 is equal to 2 plus it is 54 alpha. Now I substitute the value of alpha here. I bring this 1 also to this side. So I have alpha T2 is equal to this 2 is here. I bring this 1 this side. So 1 plus 54 alpha will be that. Alpha value 0.00125. T2 is equal to 1 plus 0.00125 into 54. So I may have 1 plus 0.0675 which is equal to 1.0675 0.00125 T2. So from this we could find what is T2. T2 is equal to 1.0675 divided by 0.00125. After simplifying, we may get this value to be 854 degree Celsius. Celsius to Kelvin, we have the formula to be Tk is equal to Tc plus 273. Here, this T2's value is 854 degrees Celsius. So we could write here 854 plus 273, which will be equal to 1127 Kelvin. We have the option D to be the correct one, 1127 Kelvin. The internal resistance of a 2.1 volt cell gives a current of 0.2 ampere through a resistance of 10 ohm is dash. Given the EM of the cell is 2.1 volt. Current I is equal to 0.2 ampere and the resistance R is equal to 10 ohms. The internal resistance to be found, so we have that R is equal to question mark. The internal resistance of a cell is given by the formula R is equal to psi minus V divided by V into R. We don't know what is this V. We have from Ohm's law V is equal to IR. I 0.2 into R, it is 10 ohm, therefore we have that to be 2 volt. So V is equal to 2 volt. So internal resistance of the cell R is equal to, the EMF is given to be 2.1 minus V value, it is 2 divided by 2 into R value, it is 10. So this will be equal to, it is 0.1 divided by 2 into 10, which is equal to R is equal to 0.5 ohms. Option B is the correct one, 0.5 ohms. A piece of copper and another of germanium are cooled from room temperature to 80 Kelvin. Room temperature means it is 27 degrees Celsius, which may be written in terms of Kelvin as 300 Kelvin. From room temperature to 80 Kelvin. The resistance of the copper and germanium is whether it is increasing or decreasing, we have to find. We have learned that in the case of conductors, as the temperature increases, resistance increases, and as the temperature decreases, resistance decreases. And also in semiconductors, if the temperature increases, resistance decreases, and the temperature decreases, the resistance increases. Here we have copper and germanium. The conductor, we can have this copper is a conductor and the semiconductor germanium. Here it is given that a piece of copper and germanium are cooled from room temperature to 80 Kelvin. That is, from 300 Kelvin to 80 Kelvin it has been reduced. From 300 to 80 Kelvin it has been reduced. If it is so, means there is a decrease in temperature. Temperature decreases, resistance also decreases. And here in the case of semiconductors, germanium, temperature decreases and the resistance increases. So we see here, as the temperature has been reduced from 300 to 80 Kelvin, the copper decreases, resistance of the copper decreases and germanium increases. Option D is the correct one. As the temperature decreases, the resistance of the conductor decreases and the resistance of the semiconductor increases. So we have the option D is to be the correct one. In Joule's heating law, when the current and time is constant, and if H is taken along the y-axis and I squared is taken along the x-axis, the graph is a, whether it is a straight line or a parabola or circle, we have to see. Heat along the y-axis and I square along x-axis we have here. We know that by Joule's heating law, H is equal to I square RT. That is, H and the square of current R, they are proportional to each other. As they are proportional to each other, we have the graph to be straight line. As one increases, the other one increases. Current increases, heat will be increased. The square of the current is proportional to the heat. We have the option A to be the correct one. Thank you.